R&B Money. We up. Tank. J Valentine. We are the authorities on all things R&B.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tank.
I'm J Valentine.
This is the R&B Money Podcast, the authority on all things R&B.
Yeah.
It starts somewhere.
Come on, Bishop Babs.
Come
on.
There is an origin.
Yeah.
The Bible says in the beginning. That's what we have here on today.
Yes.
I'm talking about my beginning, where the love began for this thing right here. We got some guys in the building.
Come on,
man. I want to get straight to them, man.
Come on.
Mitchell Jones and Karl Reid of Commission. Make
Yeah.
some noise.
Thank you.
Listen,
The reason for 90s R&B.
the reason for 90s R&B.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We have foundational building blocks. Sean Stockman sends his regards.
Yes, he does.
Just got off the phone with him. Said they're here. Sends his love.
Wow. Excellent.
Like, okay, I get it. You were commissioned. You were called to do what you do,
Yes,
and you accepted that call, and you moved in such a way that that lives were changed. You know what I mean? Like literally lives were changed without you even being there. Like I am one of those kids who in 9th grade discovered Commission. I joined this gospel group called Brotherhood. And I've been in church, all my life. But, I moved to Maryland, new surroundings, new everything, new school. And I meet these two guys in choir class. And they sing. I'm like, well, I sing. We should be a group. Let's be a group. They was like, we got two other guys we're in a group with or whatever at the church down the way. So I joined the group with them, their Brotherhood. And, they're heavy whinings. Mm-hmm. Love the whiners. Shout out to the whiners. Love the whiners, right? And they're like, have you heard Commission? I was like, no, I have not heard Commission. And they put on Commission. It's a rap. I had found somebody I wanted to be. And his name was Mitchell Jones.
Oh, no. Wow.
We would argue. Like, how you like when you be a superhero from a cartoon?
Yeah,
when you go outside and play?
Marvel characters.
It's
yeah.
Marvel characters. Yeah. I was like, I'm Mitchell. You can't be Mitchell today. You were Mitchell yesterday. It doesn't matter. I'm better at Mitchell than you are at Mitchell. Like, that's what we were doing.
Wow.
We're fighting to be Mitchell Jones.
Wow. Man, I just want to say I appreciate all the love that you showing us over the last few years, man.
Yeah.
And all the people that came on and
Yep.
and said something about Commission. It's just good to know that Commission music is still blessing people, man. And, these gifts that God has given us, all we did was yield it back to God.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to use your gift for God, use your gift for Him. See, you get performance, but when you yield it to Him, you get presence. And we just thank God for how we just yielded to Him, and we just want to love people with our gifts. That's all we did, man.
Yeah.
We love people with our gifts, and that's what it's all about, man. Still sharing the love of God. We were commissioned to do this. We were sent by God, and we just thank God. I want to thank God for you guys again, and for all the guys in Commission that answered the call. Because if they didn't answer the call, it wouldn't be no Commission. I wouldn't be here, So I thank God for Fred, Michael Brooks, Keith Staten, Karl Reid,
Mitchell Jones,
Park Stewart, phenomenal songwriter, singer, and who else we got here? Marvin Sapp. Like I said, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those guys, man. I just thank God for, like I said, all the people that showed love to us, man. You, Jamie, and all the other people that came on, and it's been a blessing to know, man. Like I said again, that our music is still blessing people, man. Still blessing people.
I still play it.
I thank you for the love
in my car.
Yeah.
Period.
It was my introduction to church music, to gospel.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't grow up on, obviously, I'm sure if you guys saw the podcast, I didn't grow up in church. But the first gospel artist I had ever heard was Commission. Ever.
Wow.
Like before, I mean, like, I'd heard names. but to actually listen to it, I think I might have been like maybe 14 or 15, and it just, and my whole life actually I grew up on, as I would call it, not even just R&B music. I grew up on Cadillac music.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was just pimps playing music they listened to. So that's what I grew up on.
Right.
And for me, the first time hearing Commission, it wasn't a shock because I felt like it was R&B sang to God.
Yeah.
For me,
Love
personally.
songs, yeah.
You know, it was love songs to God.
Yeah.
More so than it was, I guess, worship. It was more like, if you close your eyes, in my opinion, they felt like R&B records to God.
Yeah.
For me, just
Yeah.
me personally. So I think it was an easy transition for me to just go from, you know, the R&B music that I was listening to listening to Commission as well, especially with the harmonies.
Right.
And by this point, Jodeci was already going. So I'm like, oh, this is where it comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't grow up in the gospel per se. You know, my father, he introduced me to Nat King Cole, and through the late '60s, there was a contest, who can sound like Nat King Cole, and they paid $500, and my father won that. He introduced me to Nat King Cole, and Nat King Cole was the kind of guy that very technical, smooth. You know, you learn how to when to use vibrato, when not to use vibrato. Very melodic, you know what I'm saying? Just phenomenal singer. So that's where it started for me. Then my brother, who used to sing with Dramatics, he introduced me to Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway, Michael Jackson, and C-Dub.
You throwing the C-Dub out there, like, you know, that's just really,
Yeah, I thought
that's
y'all
really
picked
wild
that
that you
up,
did
you know.
that. Like,
He did it
and
on
that's, you know,
purpose.
that's a guy. I just did a show with Charlie, so we
Oh,
locked
yeah.
in. Yeah, he called me into the office. You know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And
Charlie
y'all
needs
sang
something, you
gospel.
go- And we sang. We
sang
sang gospel on
gospel?
stage together and thank God together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the crowd was going
Yes.
crazy, really dope. I think there was such a, like, as he spoke on, and I know, and normally we like to go all the way back, like to the beginning, like origin, and then you went there, you started going to Nat King Cole and all of that. And then you got the Smooth Criminal sitting next to you, Karl Reid,
here we go.
who just, he's a smooth criminal.
Silky, smooth.
Silky and smooth. Don't miss. Like, just right in here. You see me, baby. Right in here.
With the high tone.
And it was such an amazing balance because everything was placement. Like, you guys were in the right places doing the right things on every song.
Yeah.
That's hard.
We tried. We all of the musical backgrounds from all the guys, Fred, Michael Brooks, Mitchell, myself, Keith, singing in choirs, singing in chorals and gospel choirs in high school, Mumford High School. We all went there, and we had some amazing teachers. And our background in Detroit, man, I mean, I lived like maybe 7 blocks away from Stevie Wonder in Detroit. And that was one of my first concerts. He came to Bagley like in '69. He's like, it's gonna be Stevie Wonder. I said, man, y'all crazy. Stevie Wonder ain't gonna come to no Bagley Elementary. And the curtain opened, and he's sitting there with the Worcester, and he's singing. You're like, it is Stevie
At your elementary school.
at elementary school.
That's crazy.
And how old is he at this point, though?
Man, Stevie probably was around 20, 22, somewhere right in there. I'm like, Stevie came to our school? Well, he was right up the street on Roseline. So, because he wasn't from Saginaw, but he came to the school. And you're like, everything went through your mind about singing that was perfect because it was Stevie, and then who was it? At Motown. And, you know, Motown is in the same town we're in, so we just, you know, grew up listening to all the Motown sound. I mean, listening to all of the gospel sounds. You know, we had a radio station called WGPR, DRQ, that played a collage of music that was from soft rock to hard, to regular gospel, to whatever it was. And we learned and gleaned from people, because everybody learns from everybody. Nobody just shows up and says, this is who I am. It doesn't happen that way. You listen to somebody. And I think we have a collection of stuff. Fred's background, Mitchell's,
Yep.
hearing and learning and listening and being in groups. And I started singing when I was in elementary school. You know, Hollywood Swingers was one of my first tunes. Wow. And they wasn't singing it right, and I got mad. I said, man, y'all ain't singing this right. Got to get this right. And so from that point to middle school, joining the Glee Club, and then on to high school, and then singing in the choir, doing solos and stuff like that, playing drums. And the music stuff started coming out of you, man. So I think our experience brought us to where we are now. And then all that stuff we learned. Because when you hear stuff, it's inside you. It's getting in there. And you take it and you use yourself to interpret what you're hearing. Right. It helps mold you and shape you. So that's what we came. That's why we came to what we're doing.
So how does it get from, you know, the beginnings of, you know, Nat King Cole and Hollywood Swingers and all of this to commissioned? How does that even
does it
become
start
a thing? Does it
in
start
high school
there in
since
high
y'all all
school,
went to
or-
school together?
We went
for
on
me,
to high school. You tell them,
I'll
Mitchell.
tell about my little part. You can tell your
Can I tell my
You
part?
got the biggest part.
Okay.
Fred and I was in high school together, so I remember meeting him. He came to my church one day, and he was playing the bass. And I didn't talk to him at that time, but I saw him in school again. I said, "Man, you play the bass for Greater Grace?" He said, "Yeah." So he said, "You go to that church?" I said, "Yeah, I go to Apostolic Church of God in Christ." And so one day, a friend of mine named Tony Claxton said, "Have you heard Fred sing?" I said, He said, come here, Fred, come here." So when Fred sang, I said, "Wow, man, I know you play the bass and you sing." I said, "Man, you should be singing, man." He said, "Fred don't sing much, but because he was playing the bass a lot." I said, "You should be singing." And so he told Fred, he said, "Fred, you need to listen to Mitchell." So I sang something. He sang, I think, one of Donnie's songs. I sang one of Donnie's songs. And I said, "Wow." I said, "Man, we need to do something." So we sang in the talent show. And it went pretty good.
Did y'all sing a gospel record in the talent show?
Everything was changed.
Okay. Okay.
And it went well. So we said, "Man, we got to do something." So from that point, I knew Fred and I was going to be together, no matter what. And I just feel like at that time, we were probably answering the call, but didn't know it yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And so later on, we had another group called Apostles. Me, Tony Horn, Tony Claxton, and Fred. And we didn't sing much around the city, but we sang in our church. Then we started singing in a group called Saved. And that we did our first 45.
Okay.
And that was a phenomenal experience to hear yourself. When you sing and you get a chance to see what it sound like on tape.
Studio.
You hear
and all
yourself
that.
studio.
Yeah.
And that was a phenomenal experience. And we was excited about that 45 we did. But then that group broke up. So Fred started playing with the Winans.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he started playing bass with the Winans. And he was singing with them a little bit too.
Right.
And so he said, "Hey man, listen, just hold up, man. We're gonna do something." So Keith and Karl were singing in the group, and they did something in high school as well. I'm gonna let them tell that, but I started singing with them.
Okay.
And I said, when I started singing with them guys, I was like, we started singing around the city. It was like, "Oh man, they're gonna be like the new Winans, or they're gonna be like the Winans." I said, "Man, I can't wait to Fred get in this."
Yeah.
And they was like, "Who's Fred?" I said, Fred, who should sing with me and Save?" And he said, and I knew it. I didn't even ask him, could he be in it? Because I knew, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew me and Fred was going to be together regardless. Regardless, we was going to be together. So when I said, man, I can't wait till Fred get in this, they said, "Oh yeah." So when Fred came and he heard the band wasn't real good. It was okay. But Fred had a group called The Unit. Michael Brooks, Michael Williams,
Wow. Yeah.
Mike Wright, and Fred. And they used to play around the city, weddings and things like that. So Fred connected the band together. And I remember the first time we sang, Michael Brooks came and played the song called The City, and we learned it. Man, when we sang It's a City in the Distance, we couldn't even finish, man. We ran out of there like, oh my God. What in the world? What in the world? So we knew it was something that God put together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I said in the beginning, I'm glad everybody answered the call, because if everybody didn't answer the call, wouldn't be no commission. So even in the word commission, I remember when Fred, we was talking one day and he said, "Man, we got to think of a name." He said, "We're commission officers, because we went to the service together." He said, "You like commission officers?" I said, that sounds like a good name right there. And in the name, it says right there, God's chosen us. And he sent us. He's the one who put it together. And man, from then on, man, we just went around the city, went around the world, and just began to share the love of God. Man, it's been a blessing ever since. I'm gonna let Karl finish that.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I can. No, my experience was the same church, singing in church. Keith and I went to the same church. I mean, we were friends as almost like toddlers at Bethlehem Temple. And so when his dad started the church, my family used to help start the church with him. But in high school, I was in the glee club singing and stuff, and then we would sing at church. So one day after service, we stood around the piano and started singing. And I'm like, Keith, man, we should start a group. Let's do that. Because my cousin played like classic piano. So he was playing. And so we started singing songs. So we would sing Andrew Crouch songs, stuff like that. And the next thing you know, we started the group, Sounds of Joy. And we were trying to get his brother to join, but his brother wanted to do preaching. So he didn't, preachers either got to sing or they got to preach. And so he preached.
Oh, you can't do both?
You can do both, but it's not going to work for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to go a whole hog one way or another. And so he went preaching. So Keith was auditioning for a group called Blessed. And Mitchell went to the rehearsal. And when he went to the rehearsal, he was hearing Keith sing. And he's like, one of them was like, man, you can really sing. And Keith's like, man, we got a group called Sounds of Joy. You should come check us out. And so Mitchell came over. Now, mind you, I knew Mitchell from high school and seen him at church. So it's high school and church for us, Fred, Michael Williams, all those guys. And so he invited him to one of our rehearsals. So Mitchell came in, he listened to us. And then everybody doesn't know, but Mitchell plays and writes songs. So he sat on the piano and said, sing this. So he started playing. And me and Keith started singing the parts he gave us. And we was like, oh my God, Mitchell, do you want to be with us? And he's like, oh yeah. And he kept on playing. And then he said, man, I can't wait till Fred get in here. We're like, Fred? Yeah, that'll be the fourth guy. Cool. So from that point, Mitchell was a liaison to get us connected with Fred. Fred hooked us up with the unit. And that's what commission was. Those 7 guys started the group Commission back in 1982. 82.
Wow.
Now, I know some of y'all probably weren't born then, but that's how long ago it was. We started doing what we were doing.
Well, 5 years old.
5.
Yeah, I was 6.
Wow. No.
But that's how long ago it was. And so we started pursuing to get a manager, right? And we had some crazy experiences getting the managers and working, doing gigs, putting money together and get in the studio because that was the goal. We got to get in the studio and do a record. But we got to get a manager. And so Fred knew the Winans manager, Derek Dirksen. And so he went to him and said, hey, man, would you like to manage us? He's like, I'm managing the Winans. Why would I manage y'all? So he gave him a no. But we kept going. We met some other managers, didn't turn out to be that. It was probably maybe 2 months later, he was dismissed from the Winans. And he put that phone call in and said, hey, listen, you guys still available? He's like, yeah. I guarantee you I'll get you a record deal. Just give me 2 weeks. Sure enough, 2 weeks later, he had a record deal with Light Records through Larry Strauss, and they gave us a lease agreement, right? Which ain't a record deal. It's just, if this one works, y'all get some more.
And we on, right.
Okay.
So we put that one out. I'm Going On came out July 13th, 1985.
Yeah.
Hit it on the radio like, we on the radio. Playing I'm Going On. Next thing you know.
But that's 3 years.
That's 3 years. It took us 3 years to get from meeting, rehearsing together, getting to know everybody, meeting the manager, and getting a record deal. That was 3 years. July 13th, you don't forget those dates. And then the rest is history, man, song after song. So they came back maybe 6 months later and said, listen, we want to sign y'all to a real contract. Can we get 4 more options? And we was like, 4 more? Oh, yeah. So we signed for 4 more with Light Records. So we did, actually we did 6 with Light Records.
Yeah, they gave 6 options.
We did the one and they gave us 5 more.
Yeah, I know them.
So,
I know them contracts.
so in the gospel world,
Yes.
the business side of it, how different is it from the R&B side? I mean, obviously you guys have always done gospel, but I'm saying as far as just the point structure, the money structures, like, is it better? Is it worse? Is it like, did y'all make some real money off of, these first deals, or how does that go?
Absolutely no.
All right. Okay. So y'all was doing it for the Lord. Y'all was doing it for the Lord.
Absolutely not.
No.
It's a world of difference in the gospel than it is. The budgets are a lot bigger. Even how they do radio, everything is different in gospel than when they do it in secular radio. As far as
So it's bigger
promotion.
in gospel? No, you
No,
said it's bigger in R&B or in
Oh,
secular
it's
music?
way bigger in
Yeah.
R&B.
Okay.
You know, everybody's, once we got going, we really want to get a secular deal because they got the budgets, they got the marketing.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a different world.
So if you remember, do you remember what y'all signed for? I would love
what
to
we
know.
signed for?
Yeah.
We didn't get nothing. We just signed.
Huh?
We got nothing. We just signed for the more options. Period. I think our first budget.
But not more money.
No, I think
Okay.
probably our first
Okay.
budget may have been like 25,000 maybe.
To make the record, to
finish
for
it.
y'all to eat, for everything.
Yeah. Because in gospel, you only make your money if you travel
Okay.
on the road.
All
Or
right.
just road money.
On the road money. You know, the budgets for marketing and all that stuff for radio and everything, it's nowhere near secular. No. Right. So we just had to go with the flow. And, to answer your question, my friend, absolutely not. You had to keep your day job to sing gospel.
And that's the part.
So it's like the old NBA days.
And
when
that's
they score 40 and still have to go be a fireman.
that's that's the part that bothered me, so much when I was in gospel about the industry, is because I was kind of dabbling in R&B as a writer and a producer.
Okay.
But we had our group called Psalms.
Yeah.
It was
Church name.
the last group I was in.
Yeah, church name.
And so we,
But everything y'all been saying is all things I've seen in the Bible. Blessed, saved, Psalms.
listen, it's
Sounds
all
joy.
it's all in some way, shape, or form. It's got some Bible
I
related
had to
to
give me some church offering real quick. Give me a cracker.
So,
Rumi, you got wine?
I went into this space where, like, and I told this story before, where I went and saw Immature perform when I was writing and producing for this girls group, and at that time we had the hottest group in the city, like it was DC, Maryland, Virginia, like we were the guys, right? And I thought we were doing something as we would, kind of set up our mics and sing our songs and have our band playing. I thought we were doing something. I thought we were. And I watched Immature, 3 little kids, put on a show in an arena. I watched them go crazy. I'm watching the musicians. I'm like, those are church guys. I'm listening to the tracks play. I'm hearing the effects, the back. I'm like, what is that? He's playing the MPC with you. You guys were the first guys I saw do that though.
MPC,
but
yeah.
I'm watching. I'm like, and I thought to myself, I was like, with this amazing message that we have, right? And we're such great singers.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to follow these 3 little kids because we're missing something. Why can't we have as much show for God as they have for whoever they have it for? Why can't we? And I was on a mission. I had dancers, I had lights, I had the tracks, I had everything. And the church couldn't handle the power, and the power went out. So New Year's show was horrible, God. It was like we was coming out and everybody couldn't believe what was happening. It
Almost like you smell something bad.
was bad, and so I got to get on the piano. We got to just finish it out, and just And in my mind, I'm like, okay, that just means we have work to do. But in everybody else's mind, it was, no, that's not of God. And I'm like, how does something being difficult become not of God? Like, how does that work? Like, this is our first time doing this, and this is, all that dancing and all that outfitting and showboating. I said, it's not showboating. These are the gifts he gave us. I'm trying to use my gifts to the max for him. What is wrong with that? And I got kicked out of that group. Not kicked. Maybe they left me in the group, and I was in the group by myself at that. Because it
wasn't enough budget.
I had I had a desire to do something big for God, and everywhere I went, nobody wanted to do that. So I started dabbling in R&B where I knew they wanted to do big things. And out comes Kirk Franklin with Stomp, and I'm pissed. I'm up in arms. I told you. I told you that we can celebrate God as big as we want.
That's right.
Right.
But it comes down to the money. Ultimately.
But what I'm saying is that, and it all comes down to consumer, right? Consumption, right? And how many people, who's consuming the product and how many people are consuming. And that kind of dictates the market, right? But I just felt like, I'm just giving you my path. I just felt like with such a powerful message, there should be millions for marketing. There should be hundreds of thousands for budget. You know what I'm saying? It's just my thinking because of what we're representing. And it just wasn't the case. Even now,
Right.
now that they've seen where breakout artists like a Mary Mary, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ty Tribbett, all these will have breakout moments. You see that it's possible. You see it. They're doing arenas. They're doing. I don't know. I get passionate.
You're passionate
and upset.
about the same,
Yeah. Because I just, I don't know. But those budgets are so different, and I just don't. I don't think that it's fair.
No. I don't think you should give up, though, for people that's coming up in the music when they have a dream, a vision of what they feel God want them to do. Don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Just because you've been discouraged, you might be discouraged by the people that don't accept it. You got to keep on pushing it. That's why Kirk Franklin come out. I'm pretty sure he got ridiculed for some things he did. Commission. When we first started, they was talking about, that ain't going to work. But we kept going. We didn't stop. And I think for anybody that's coming into the gospel, don't stop. Keep going. Find some support. Find somebody to support you.
I think that's more of a testament of you guys being able to break through without having the same resources needed to do such a thing. Like y'all were really in the streets with this music, like church to church, door to door. Like I saw you guys at Evangel Church, on Central Avenue.
Okay.
Kid, and I'm just like, I'm trying to worship God and not worship you guys, but I'm like, it look like this is like before Jesus. They're all Jesus.
But see, what you probably recognize is that you were the person that we were doing that for, because we didn't get the support like the quartet or the choir, the stuff like that. We had it purposed in our hearts that we were going to do it because we didn't have to just do quartet. We could give music to where if a person just came out the street and wanted to come to church, they could hear our music and say, wait a minute, that's gospel.
Yep.
Man, that relates to me.
Yeah.
That was
I
my
can
next
feel
question.
that relates to me. And so what we did was, if they were playing the Prophet on stage, we wanted the Prophet on stage. If they had the DX7, we want DX7 back in the day.
Come on now.
We want DX7.
I know.
If they had lights, we got lights.
Fog,
If they had smoke, we're gonna do smoke.
Oh, yeah.
And we did our first concert, and we had smoke, lights, glitter, you name it, we had it because we felt like we had to be excellent for God.
The power didn't go out on y'all though.
The power didn't go out because we
It was
were
an older church. It was an older.
This is why they're commissioning. Why are you doing R&B now?
Well, we didn't do that at churches. See, what we did,
So bad.
we had to go to the venues that had the power for lights, and you sell tickets. And sometimes we did venues, and they were selling alcohol in the out in the vestibule, whatever, like Fox Theater, places like that, State Theater. We wanted to be there because we thought that gospel people deserve to have the best.
Yeah.
And so
So y'all took it outside of the church.
we took it outside the church. Wherever they having concerts, that's where we want to have a concert.
Oh wow.
And so it took a while for it to catch on, right? When you're a trailblazer, and I think we trailblazers in
100%,
some ways.
100%.
First people that went out west didn't get to live and all the good stuff. They had to trailblaze. A lot of the stuff that they're doing now, riding on tour buses, flying places. Man, we were on vans with smoke coming through the bottom, going to do gigs because we knew we had a purpose. We were gonna break this ceiling. We're gonna take this professional stuff to where it needs to go and raise the awareness of the people. Y'all, we deserve more than just have a church that's an organ, the keyboard won't play, the lights go out.
Yeah.
We felt like, man, we want a show. How much does it cost to bring the trust in for the lights? Oh, that's gonna be, bring it in, give them $2 more, bring him in. And that's what we aspired to. And it took us a while to get it going, but after a while, it started catching on, not just for us, but it started catching on for other people. And they started wanting the same thing because they saw us do it. We probably didn't get paid that night, right? But they saw a show,
Yeah,
and they went home and said, man, I'm going to the next one. So we were building something, and it takes a while to build something. And that's what we did. We took our time building something, and it's where if you see people doing stuff now, we were the first ones that did that back in the 80s. And I mean, we're not sorry that we had to suffer, but somebody got to suffer.
Somebody has to.
Yeah.
Somebody got to suffer.
Yeah.
And R&B is the same way. Somebody had to suffer.
Absolutely.
Oh, we know.
To get there.
Oh, we know.
We know.
Yeah.
You answered my next question because I was getting ready to go to the place where what was behind the design of orchestrating the music in such a way. Because like for me, it was the first time I had heard a first person point of view, like you were singing from God's point of view, like I am here. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, in the reverse, hold me, like you're singing to God, but it's like,
I definitely thought I'm Here was an R&B jam.
yeah, it's like these are songs. These are like, let's say you're in a marriage or something.
Yeah.
You sing these to your wife, like,
Yeah.
or you know, like, what made you do that?
Well, Mitchell is secular, really.
No.
Hallelujah.
My partner, my writing partner, Park Stewart, such a phenomenal, to me, he's one of my top 10 writers.
Yeah.
Phenomenal lyricist. I mean, number one. He's my number one guy, you know, so.
You hear that?
Yeah,
He's
he's
number
phenomenal.
one guy.
Oh yeah. Phenomenal lyricist, man, and singer too, you know, very melodic, you know. Sam Cooke was his guy, you know. Phenomenal. And we got together, man. I remember somebody was telling me, man, you gotta meet Parks. You gotta meet Parks, man. Y'all so much alike. And somebody was telling him, you gotta meet Mitch. You gotta meet Mitch. So we met. And man, when we hit it off so well, man. I found out that he hooped. And I hooped, so we did a lot of things in common.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You know,
Now we got the gospel hoop.
You know,
John them used to hoop. They used to have a hoop after the concert. Everybody say they hoop.
Hey, listen,
just
we
you know,
all
when
from
you
the
get a
same
chance,
places.
You know,
We all from the
ask
same
John
places.
and a couple of guys.
I'm gonna ask John. I'm sure I'm gonna ask him.
You know, ask Isaac.
I'm gonna ask Isaac can't hoop to save his life.
You might not want to ask him there.
And that's Take Six.
Okay.
And Brian McKnight. Ask those guys.
Oh yeah, y'all, he running it off.
He running it
What
off.
he's saying is,
Yeah.
ask about me.
Ask him. Yeah.
You caught that. You caught that.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we hit it off, man, and a lot of things we had in common. And so Parks brought I Am Here to me, and you know, it comes out of our experience with God, you know, our relationship with God. And it was more than relationship, it was fellowship. You think about relationship, a marriage without love is no marriage. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have this relationship is a love relationship with God. And God wants to share his love with us. He wants us to know that he loves us. And he wants to love us on a personal level. So when we see that kind of love coming to us, we say, man, God want to share this love with everybody. What kind of love is it? It's a perfect God loving imperfect people perfectly. And that's what commission is all about. We want to let everybody know we all none of us are perfect.
Absolutely.
But this perfect God loves these imperfect people perfectly. We want to share that same love. And God he is love. So therefore, he's expressing himself through us. When we give ourselves to him fully, then he has full possession of us. He can have full expression through us. And God want to tell you how much he loves you. So he want to tell us all. He want to show us all. So we got together and wrote them songs, man, like I Am Here, Hold Me, you know, Cry On.
Oh, let's dive. Let's dive.
I'm going too fast.
Let's dive. Let's dive.
He run off the hits.
Let's
man.
dive.
Yeah.
I am here. Let's start there.
Okay.
We'll start dissecting some things. This is you? You did this?
Yes, sir.
So we had a mic.
I love that song.
What was going into the melody? right? Was it just because of the dynamics in your voice that those things came out? Or was that the melody?
Mm-hmm.
That them in there.
Yeah.
That's the melody.
Oh yeah. What's important is interpretation.
Of course.
We have to write songs where the melody matches the lyrics. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If we have dark chords, then we might want to talk about, situation, trouble, different situations like that. If it's bright, we want to talk about joyful situations.
Mm-hmm.
So interpretation is everything. I'll give you an example. And I don't want to swell nobody, but it's a song called I don't want to say that. If I'm saying I want to fly away,
mm-hmm.
why would I sing a melody like I want to fly away? No, I would say I want to fly away. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm taking off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So interpretation is everything. So when we're writing a song, we want to make sure not that you will hear me, but that you hear what I'm saying, because the message is more important to me.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we, as singers, we get in the way. We do too many things. We get distracted by trying to get me over rather than the message over.
The message.
And so Parks and Now, that's the way we do it. When we're writing, we're trying to find the right melody to go with this song. We're trying to make sure that the melody is matching the words.
Right. And I feel you. But there was subtle difficulties within those melodies.
Mm-hmm. When you say difficulties, what you mean?
Just little clicks, right? Just that fast. That
Well,
were just like those tasty little morsels.
Well, my brother told me, he said, when he introduced me to Stevie, Donnie, Michael Jackson, and Charlie, he said, listen, what you want to do is you want to imitate them. First thing is imitate.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is assimilate. The third thing is master. The third thing is imitation,
Mm-hmm.
assimilation, master, and innovator. So when you
Come on, talk about it.
when you learn those, you first get it and you try to, you imitating, you're taking it in. Those Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway, learning those little things, then you assimilate it, you kind of perfect it a little bit. Then you make it your own, you master it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you become an innovator. Not everybody becomes an innovator.
No, they don't.
Some
Mitchell
people
Jones.
stand
Yeah.
imitating.
Mhm.
They may imitate the next person,
Yeah.
the next person, and they never find their style.
Okay, so let's break it down. The crack. In the sky. That's Michael. Is the crack Michael?
Well, yeah.
Stevie do the crack too?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't like your attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then I know the fast switches in the middle are Stevie and Charlie
And Donnie too.
and Donnie too.
Donnie,
But
yeah.
the vibrato is like a mix of Donnie, I think, and Charlie.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Don't leave Nat King Cole out of there now with the vibrato.
I
That's
don't
true.
hear a lot of Nat.
Well, Nat
It's-
is what Nat teaches you is the importance of melody and tone and articulation. He had phenomenal tone
Mm-hmm.
and melody,
Mm-hmm.
and he would interpret the song right. He wouldn't get in the way, so that when the message get over, we all get over. But when I get over, the message get lost.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So important thing is,
Right.
and see, musicians do the same thing.
Yes.
They may overplay and play before you
Yeah.
know it. It's crowded. Keyboards gonna have a spot. The bass gonna have a spot.
Yeah.
The guitar gonna have a spot. But when they all just doing stuff, it's all in the way. The message is no longer clear.
Yeah.
The message got to be clear and understood. So
No,
melody is so important.
We never lost the message in even through like what I would dare to say the innovative melodic
Mhm.
choices that you guys made. We never lost them. It made the message that much more powerful because it was like we were receiving the message in a way we hadn't heard it before,
Yeah.
which just blew our minds completely.
Yeah.
And from a perspective we hadn't heard it from before.
Did you guys have to fight for that? As far as
Creative.
from a creative standpoint, either with the label or even just within the church?
I don't know so much about it. The label didn't really fight us. unless they didn't like, you have the session, you sit down, we're going, this song, we pitching songs.
Okay.
If they didn't like a song, it wasn't that they don't do the song. It maybe go back to the table and do something else. And so they left the creative stuff to the producers.
Okay.
And they left the interpretation up to the singers of what we did, because it kind of like looked like we knew what we was doing when we did what we did, because when we brought something to you, it was that. But we just didn't stay there. We evolved to more and more stuff, So, but it's like I said, it's a collage of all the stuff we heard, and then making sure you stick stuff. See, discipline singing is hard to do if you don't have nobody around you that makes you be disciplined. Mitchell Jones is like, do this. No, don't do that. Do this. Fred, don't do this. Do that. And so you have to have people that challenge you.
Gotcha.
Because if you hang around with mediocre people, you're going to be
100%.
mediocre.
100%.
So you got to have somebody that's going to challenge you and pick stuff out. Like I didn't really sing false when I was in the first group. I didn't start singing false until we started commission. Now that's all I do is sing false. I know I'm singing false. What's the name of the song? Okay, I'm doing false.
Cruising, chilling.
So it's people have the ability, talented people, have the ability to pull stuff out of you. A great producer, Mitchell, great producer, pull stuff out of you didn't think you had. Right. So a producer makes a real big difference. Where you're going, how you sound, how you evolve into a singer. So you gotta surround yourself with people that challenge you.
Oh yeah. One of the things we Parks and I would do would be like if we sing a verse here, we make sure that the next line would complement the last line. You know what I'm saying? And then the next line will set up the next line. So that it's going somewhere. It's making you
great storytelling.
Feel it. Yeah. Absolutely. So it's important that each line complements the next line. Just don't sing anything, you know what I'm saying? But make sure the melody is right. Make sure the message is clear. We listen back and say, is that clear enough? Is it a better melody? Because when you play a chord, there's certain notes in that chord that I can sing. There's one melody in there that'll make the chord set out.
Yeah, of course.
And there's some notes I can sing that don't make that melody set out. So we want to make sure that the chords, the melody, all that fits so that the message become more clear. It kind of like invites you more into it.
Yeah. And I think there's a thing that you said earlier about presence in a vocal and not having to do a lot if you truly have presence within your vocal. Let's get to you, Karl. Secret Place, is that what we're doing?
Secret Place.
Can we go there?
Can you go there?
Can you go there?
Can we talk about that?
Let's talk about it.
Play a little bit for him, just so he can get ready for it. Just a little bit of Secret Place.
Yeah.
He crazy.
Please, I wanna go.
From the pen of some very good writers, I grew up listening to a lot of different people. One of my favorite singers was Bobby Caldwell.
Oh yeah, Doc. You can hear it.
God rest his soul. He just passed away. Great singer, interpreting the songs and stuff. And I used to always we did a lot of van rides and stuff. Everybody brought their own music. I brought my music. I brought Chicago. I brought Bobby Caldwell. Sometimes you reach back and get a little Toto. I used to listen. I like Phil Perry.
Yeah.
I like God. They didn't do a whole bunch of running, but you felt
Absolutely.
You felt them when they did it, and they interpreted the song. So, I tried to pride myself on singing, songs like that. My brothers was in a rock band, if you can believe it, and doing rock. I know y'all probably never heard of Acre Winter, Johnny Winter, old rock and rollers. And you hear them, you downstairs listening to under the door, they listening to that music because you too little, you ain't supposed to be down there no way, but you're hearing those things. So what you're hearing will have an influence on you, help you develop your style and all that stuff. So I listened to all that kind of stuff. And so Secret Place was birthed out of us listening to some styles. And when they heard that, they wrote that song, Secret Place. Kind of sounds like Heart of Mine. The style was more of a adult contemporary.
Yes, it
style
was. Yeah.
You sang it.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was the adult contemporary guy. Fred wrote songs like that. Mitchell would put me on. I thank Mitchell, man, because he let me sing some of those R&B songs. Like I Am Here, he let me sing a verse on that. I appreciate him putting me in the R&B vein. So
clean.
but
He had it in him.
Yeah.
so you take somebody to pull stuff out of you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take a coach. And so Secret Place is one of the signature songs that we did. And but it was the thing about Bad Ones is melodic.
You were floating.
It's just
Yeah.
and you gotta
Yeah,
flow
that's a
with the
good word.
melodic.
You was floating on
Yes,
Secret
sir.
Place.
And just, Mitchell, I'm talking about, man, I ain't never heard no heavy false like yours. I'm like, I'm just singing, man, what you talking about?
Oh yeah.
Because, when you're singing false, there's always a break line between natural
Absolutely. Yeah.
and then what's called.
Yeah.
And so a lot of stuff, I had to sing it hard to do false. Mitchell, man, he got that head false. He can sing in his head, that false, and hit them notes. But it was a interpretation song for me, doing Secret Place.
So we're the false guys.
We're the
I sang
false
false in my group.
Yeah, because when you get older, that's all you can do is do
Yeah,
false.
yeah. Listen, my false is the last man standing. Listen, my chest voice is giving me issues, right? But my false, you don't want this work.
Right.
False nasty.
And the people feel it. The people can really feel the false when you do the false.
When you do it
Because
right.
it pulls on a certain heartstring when you
Yes,
do
it
that.
does.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's almost like crying almost.
Yeah.
When you do the false. So
Yeah.
that's what being in a commission pulled out those talents and pulled out those gifts that you didn't know you had.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I was singing false the whole time in my group, and a guy in my group could actually sing first soprano in his natural.
Wow.
And I looked at him like,
That's crazy.
and we didn't know for years.
Oh, y'all didn't even know it.
We didn't even know it. One day we just testing range, and he starts doing it. I'm looking at him like this.
I'm not going there.
So you got me getting lightheaded all concert.
pass
You can
out.
do this in your chest.
Right. Right.
So we broke up. Anyway,
You in groups, man.
I just
You didn't break up the last one though.
I didn't break the last one. My whole life I wanted to be in a group. Like commission was a group.
Yeah.
I want to be in a group. I want to be that.
Yeah.
Safety.
Because I would write all the songs and give out all the parts and do the whole thing, and that was my thing. And giving out parts and 4 or 5 part harmony, like that made me happy. You know what I'm saying? And looking to my guy, kill him, you get him, and then you know what I'm saying. Then I end up by myself, and I'm like, where do I go from here? You know, open and then Prophet Todd Hall kind of gives me the,
Did you always play and sing?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a baby. And then Prophet Todd Hall sent me out. He spoke that word. I opened for him one day. He came to, you remember Free Gospel in DC?
Free gospel.
Free Gospel? Big church out there? I feel like y'all been there before. So at that time, I was remaking R&B records as gospel records. I was trying stuff. And And he called me. He said, "Darrell, I need you open for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm coming to preach." I was like, "All right, cool. Let me put something together." And I would put the tracks together in my keyboard and play the tracks, through the system, like I was doing my whole little thing. And so it just happened to be a R. Kelly song. It was
Of course it was.
I can't.
Of course it was.
It was
I know when. No.
it was the I Can't Sleep remix. No, 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 no.
You start singing that in church?
So the track comes on, right? And everybody's like, they're looking. And I said, "Somebody take my head off. 'Cause I never meant to hurt you, Lord."
You made it work.
I made it work.
You made it work.
Hey, John, I'll jump. If you say you better get him, you better kill him. I'm always trying to be innovative in a sense. But maybe I get my gospel album going one day. Let's dissect some more, man. You said "Hold Me."
Mm-hmm.
That you again?
Oh yeah. My top 10. Top 10, Doc. Top 10.
Oh, say be alright, 'cause I know that everything will be alright. In your fingers? In your fingers?
Yes, sir.
Hell, this Mitchell Jones. think?
I'm really like this music is part of my DNA.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just want you to understand that. So as we talk through these songs, like these are as you went through the progressions of imitating and
Yeah, little stylistics in there.
I went through all of that with all of your music, with each one of you, figuring out what you were good at, and stealing pieces from every last one of you.
Wow.
Absolutely stolen. Yes. Yes. So hold me. What give me the perspective on hold me.
Actually, every lyrical content of every song that was written is based on some type of personal experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be kind of cathartic when we got together because we wouldn't just write songs, we would talk about life and what was going on. I was married young, and I was making a transition from the streets to the church. And so the transition was giving me a lot of complications because I was hearing a lot over here. The things I did were unique to the church. And so a lot of the flack you're talking about, I experienced. And a young man coming from street to church, I wasn't familiar with church. So a lot of the negative impact that I had was you can't do this. Or all the things I thought, I used to go home and think, man, I must not even have what I think I have. And so it's like when you said from God talking, he was literally talking to me through music.
Yep.
Because it became cathartic for my soul.
Mm-hmm.
He actually spoke, and in the midst of tears, I wrote a lot of songs. From ordinary to hold me time here. Hold me came at a time right afterwards, and I was like searching. He used to call me the hopeless romantic, and I said, man, love got to be better than this. You got to be able to find somebody that can relate to you and relate to the God in you, your creativity, because a creative person. You know, you go outside and a lot of people say it's a nice day. You and I, we go outside, we see a song. You know, we go out, we see the trees, we see this. Rain fills the sky. The sun is always there,
though it seems to hide.
So
Waiting for the right moment.
Absolutely.
For the right moment to
To
shine.
brighten up your life.
So you're doing it in the midst of tears. And Hold Me came at a time where I literally was thinking about committing suicide. A letter came to my house. I literally took the pills, and I had a door chute where the mail would come in and you could hear it. Got up and went to the mailbox, and there was a letter in there, and the letter said, "Thank you for writing these songs, so and so and so, ordinary saved my life, blah this, blah that." And I was in the midst of, just took the pills. Had no effect on me. Took the pills, never shared the story. We would sit at the piano. That was my buffer guy right there. We'd sit down, and I'm feeling like this. Just doing that. So a lot of times, man, I would do it. I was sitting there, literally when I got up, telling you, the melodies would just come. That's why I call it melodies from heaven.
Yes, sir.
It was distinctly exact, precise, directly from God. I don't hear the audible voice like we're talking. I'm not one of those deep guys that, man, I heard the Lord say, no. When God speaks to me, it's subtle. But when he speaks to me in song, he speaks to me in melody. It's like he's the greatest singer of all time, the greatest interpreter of all time. So I literally had that melody in my heart. I could have the melody, take it to Mitch. What Mitch does is, because he's melodic, because we have so much that we do that we're so similar. I could be in the booth, he could be out there, he could say something, I'll do it in the booth. He could be in the booth, I'll do it before we even tell each other.
Yeah.
Because we have similarities. But he had an uncanny thing because he is a melodic singer. He would fit the chords around the melody. So now the chords is singing with the melody.
Oh, yeah.
And it's married.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what you feel in Hold Me is heartbreak, but God sending a release for heartbreak.
My
Saying,
God.
Son, I got you.
Oh, yeah.
So when I'm saying Hold Me, he was actually holding me, man. I really believe that a lot of the heartbreak, God is close to the heartbroken. And I really believe a lot of the heartbreak was preparing us, not knowing that we were going to reach people that were also heartbroken. At the time, I just saw myself, you know, like, man, it's got to be more, Lord. What am I missing? That's when he came and he gave me hope. And that's why you feel the sense of, it almost makes you want to cry because it was birthed in tears. But God bottled up those tears. And that's what we keep things where he picked them up and said, hey, now I know what weeping and will endure, but joy coming in the morning. That's what it means.
Right. Now I thought it was I thought he was singing about his wife when he said started singing "Hold Me." I thought it was you know,
when you first heard it.
Yeah. No, I'm just messing with you.
And no matter what we went through, struggles in life, we never judged each other. We just loved each other. We made sure we kept a atmosphere of love that we can grow out of, you know. And that's important, that you shouldn't judge people as much. You just give them an opportunity to grow in a loving environment. And from that love, those love songs, that's really love songs. You know, Hold Me, I Am Here. Those are really love songs. Me to God or God to us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it comes out of that loving relationship. Man, God loving me perfectly. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not perfect. I don't deserve it, but I'm designed to be with him. Not deserving, but designed. And man, it blows me away when I see him and I can see him looking at me with all this goodness and love and care for me. Man, it makes me cry. It breaks you. And it's every melody, every word is like another stroke. And the whole goal is to get people to see who we're looking at. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get you to hear me. I'm trying to get you to see who I'm looking at. So it comes out of that relationship of looking at him. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to hear hear me. I want you to see who I'm looking at. And I bring people into that presence. That's the goal, is to bring people into the presence of God.
Y'all accomplished that. For sure. For sure. And I obviously, like you said, it was still by design, but I when I heard it, it felt so familiar. It felt so familiar to me. And I don't, you know, now having a conversation with you guys, I get it even more from, you know, what you guys came from and the melodies. And I mean, clearly he got the part and the wave, so I know where he come from. We probably related. So
that's why I called you. That's why I called you when you came and I said silk and smooth. 'Cause I listened to you the other day. I was like, oh yeah, he got that smooth. He got that melody thing.
I get it. They probably wasn't gonna be very accepting of me either. But like I said, it all makes sense, and even the transition of what it eventually led to when we did the introduction about, in my mind, it's commission that led to 90s R&B. This whole thing that everybody goes back to, this very special time for our generation, for sure. The essence of what our R&B is. It goes back to commission. And now having y'all here, it just makes complete sense. It makes complete sense. And, the mark that y'all left, obviously in gospel, obviously, but in R&B.
Yes.
And that's like you said, from watching our show and multiple people mentioning and us mentioning, like, it's a real thing. And I don't know if y'all really knew that. Maybe. But the mark y'all left on R&B music, special. It's special.
We didn't set out to do that.
No.
It was like we was just doing what we felt we were called to do. Yeah. God placed in our hands. And the crazy part was to hear later on. I mean, to hear the people to say, well, I got this from that. Well, I should listen to this. I mean, we ride down the highway on the bus, and that's all we listened to is commission. What?
Wow.
Janet, y'all listening to commission? Wait a minute. So, just when you hear, music can influence, but to know that you influenced innovators that innovated the entire industry. The one story about Michael Jackson where he heard Secret Place. He was driving in a car in Chicago, riding in Chicago, and he was listening to a jazz station, but they would mix in gospel too. And Secret Place came on. And he's like, who? Oh my God. He called the station like, who is that? Oh, it's a group called Commission, so-and-so. So Michael had his driver take him to the station. And he wanted to find out who it was, and they gave him the CD.
No way.
Yes, that's a true story. Because he liked the song, heard it, and wanted to have it. So you never know where your music is going to go, who it's going to influence.
Yeah.
But we knew it was the God on us.
Yep.
That was that drawing, that was drawing people to hear and listen. Because if you just stop, look, and listen, you can get the information.
Yeah.
And so we did it for that. When we stood in the studio, we knew we wasn't making all that much money.
Right.
We knew we wasn't, gonna go out in the parking lot and get in a Rolls Royce. But we were doing it because we knew we were called to do it. We knew that the anointing of God was on our lives. And we were gonna do it if we didn't know where we were gonna have a meal next. We divide the $150. You take 20, we were doing it because of the love of music. And we knew we were commissioned to do it. We knew we had a call to do it. And we fought through stuff and we did it. And so to see all the people, the groups, the stars, the people who have gone on to do whatever they done, to say, oh man, secretly, oh man, I'll listen to him, man. Yeah, it was really? Wow. So that right there, it's like, it's worth it. What we went through is worth what we went through. And we know that, they'll never be taken away from us, that we were influenced like that. It's amazing.
Legacy. I mean, it's a beacon. I listen to it all the time. I was like, so you want to know who I am? I'm talking to my wife and my kids. This is who I am right here. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Do you ever reach a point where you say, and I know humility is a thing in all of this, but do you ever reach a point where you say, look at each other and be like, we did that. we did that.
Not really.
Well, it may cross your mind. I'm not gonna say it don't cross my mind.
Maybe you finish a song,
I do understand,
or you finish the album, or you finish the show.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We kind of celebrate
and
things.
you just kind of look at each other like, like you kind of feel you understand who you are in this thing,
right?
Yeah,
because
yeah, because we didn't just sing. We felt like we were ministering to people.
Yeah, right.
And a lot of times we would do something, and we didn't think we did anything. And somebody talk to you, and they'll be out in the lobby and want to talk to you and whatever. Oh my God, this dude's on. You're like, you didn't hear that what I just sang? That was the worst line we ever sang. But it was worse to us. Yeah. But it may have been what we were feeling while we were there in the moment, and not what they were receiving. So we suck it up and say, you know what, let's keep doing what we're doing. But that, like you said, there are times when you say, oh yeah, like when we would go to overseas, like London. London is wild. They trying to pull your jewelry off of you if you come to the edge of the stage. That's how they love gospel music over there. When we first went to London, they weren't allowed to play gospel music in the UK.
They weren't allowed to play it?
No, you couldn't play gospel music in London. They had what you call pirate stations, where they would take a reel-to-reel, they would tape a whole show of music, turn on whatever radio frequency stuff they had, and leave the building. And it would play until it got finished playing. And everybody that wanted to tune in and heard it. But if you got caught, you got
fined.
You got fined, and probably later on you got convicted of something.
For playing gospel music?
Yes, because it was only the Anglican church in over there.
Only the who?
Anglican church.
Oh.
That was the Church of England. And so we went over and like, so how do y'all know about gospel? So all of it was underground. Because the people from the islands was there.
Was underground.
It was underground over there. We're like, what? Y'all can't listen to gospel music? Crazy. So concerts would sell out. Wembley would sell out. When they sell out, people would be climbing through the windows to get into the concert because they love gospel music. Yeah. So we'll do little seminars, and they're like, how do you interpret this? How did you sing? Why is it like that? And you're like, looking at them like, huh? It's just we singing about the gospel. We singing about God. Yeah. What do you mean? It was such a new thing to them. So we've had some exciting stuff like that. Like you said, that one right there was exciting. When you got people like chasing the bus when you're leaving. You go to, you can't go straight to the hotel where you're going because people following it.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably had that before, but
No,
not in gospel.
No. Nobody following me.
Ain't nobody following me.
Nobody following me.
But that was overseas. That was overseas. Places like Germany. So that was something you could get the big head thinking that.
Yeah.
You know, but you're like, that's crazy. And then you come back to the U.S. and it's like, oh, they're gonna commission y'all ain't gonna be nothing. You know, unless you come through me, you ain't gonna be nothing in Dallas. You know, at the radio station and stuff like that. So
come on.
we went through all of it.
Yeah.
We've actually been picketed before. At
What?
a church, yes, at a church concert. We've had people say, we're gonna picket y'all because y'all a rock and roll band.
What?
Not even the R&B group. Y'all rock and
Y'all a
roll,
rock and
man.
roll band.
Group. And we had to compromise. We had to put on suits and ties, or they weren't gonna let us sing. And then when we did the concert, and it kind of eased up after that because they saw that we weren't like rock and roll. But before that, they were picketing us. So we've had everything. We've been through a lot, saw stuff, because we had the trailblaze. Because when we came out, it was just choirs, and it was quartet. Mm-hmm. And if you didn't have on a suit, cummerbund with the bow tie, like, who is that? I mean, blue jeans. We wearing blue jeans, boots.
Yeah, y'all had on party shirts too.
We had on.
You definitely had on party shirts. I remember that.
Back in the day, but you had some guest jeans with a
I saw
party
that.
shirt tucked in.
Yeah. It looked like house party.
Good, like house party.
Looked like house party.
Going to the mall, baby.
Yeah. What was it called? Men's Land?
What did we have
was
in
in
Maryland?
stores?
We had an up against the wall. An oak tree.
Oak Tree.
Boy.
That's the
Oak
one.
Tree, that's the one.
Gene
Yeah.
West.
That's the one I was looking
Yup.
for. Oak Tree.
What?
What?
They had on
Shopping
them
in there.
clothes.
Yes, sir. And then it was Mitchell's hairstyle, the Gumby.
Listen, I was about to get to the Gumby. I was waiting.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
So did Bobby Brown inspire your Gumby?
Did he inspire my Gumby?
Or did you inspire Bobby Brown's Gumby?
I think it was the other way around.
Yeah. Let's get some of that humility out of here. See how that
What
works?
year was that?
I was
What year was that? What year was that?
Check my record.
Chuck the tape.
Yeah.
The first Gumby.
Bobby Brown acting like they just went like this and messed up his hair. He was trying to be Mitchell
Trying
Jones.
to be Mr. Jones.
Right.
I was going to get to the Gumby. I was upstairs saying, I got to ask him about the Gumby. What made you get the Gumby?
I don't know, man. I just wanted to be different, just try something different. And
Mark.
yeah,
Your barber, Mark.
my barber Mark, he told me, he said, man, let me try something differently. So he said, let me put a part here. I said,
Yeah.
okay, go ahead. And when I seen it, I said, oh yeah, that's good right there.
Yeah,
I
they
like
still
that.
Detroit players.
I was about to say, had a lot of-
It's still Detroit. It's still Detroit on it. Yeah,
a lot of
yeah. You see the hats.
Little street
You see the hats.
connotation,
You see the hats. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
before he had he had the finger waves. Yeah.
You was doing that. Listen, I know.
With the,
My daddy had all of that.
with the waves and all. Man,
What?
Right. Oh, yeah.
With the rollers at the end, the whole yeah.
Well, I don't
You
think we went
gotta
that
sleep.
far.
I think Parks was there.
Yeah.
Parks.
Oh, yeah, he had a good show.
It's- You never heard of Finkel Avenue, but it was
Because y'all call them finger waves out there. We call them Shirley's.
Linwood.
Shirley's. Yeah.
Shirley's?
Yeah. The Shirley's.
Sure.
Show you
Temples.
right. Show you right in curls. Shirley.
Man,
No, what was that?
Man, listen, I don't know why they called them
Yeah,
that, but from where I'm from, they
Shirley's.
called them the Shirley. So they had the Shirleys, and it would flip in the back after you took the little rollers out. You had that too. You know what I mean?
Had to have some hang time.
Yeah.
Wow, that's hilarious. Shirley's.
Man, I could do this all day with y'all, man.
I need to get to Ordinary, just won't do. You got
Yeah,
you have to.
we gotta
You
do
have
that.
to. You have to.
You again?
Yep. Absolutely.
Have you ever needed someone?
You know my number one. My top 10, right?
I was almost cursed. I said, this.
I'm doing good. I haven't said one curse word.
You haven't. You're doing great. I almost just cussed at him, though. Bro, you are,
Well, he got finger waves, so you can cuss at him.
brother, you are one of the greatest songwriters of all times.
Absolutely.
You are one of the greatest songwriters of all times.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, so you know. I know you believe it. You know what I'm saying? You're confident that you're streeting. You're gonna make you gonna stand on it.
So you joining me, right?
Oh,
Okay,
my
you
God.
joining me. You joining me. I have to tell you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's very. I'm very humble. I hear it often. People tell me that, and I'm learning how to embrace.
Yeah.
Because it's easy for us to receive negativity.
Yeah.
You know, and the church kind of teach you. I don't know why they don't teach confidence. It's almost like if you accept a compliment, that you're not humble.
Yeah.
That's not true.
It's not true.
You understand what I'm saying? So, you saying that is blessing me. Be honest with you.
Yes, sir.
Full transparency. I hear it a lot. I hear other people say it. But I'm learning how to embrace it now. Because I've always viewed it as a gift from God.
Yes.
Just for somebody to take that gift, man, and to say that, it lets me know that I have helped someone. And that the pain that I experienced, that God turned it around, not just for me, but for all the
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It blesses me also.
Absolutely.
You,
I mean that from my heart.
I'm gonna play a song when the pod is over from your blueprint. That I wrote from your blueprint. It has to feel like this, and that is the blueprint. Like you've written all of my favorite songs. You've written the core of my idea as a writer and a singer. Hands down.
No more loneliness. Help me to help somebody else. Only what you do for Christ will last.
Victory.
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 Cry on.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Parks. Mitchell.
Y'all niggas ill. Y'all ill, bro. Like, that is, for generations, it's like study material. Like, it's like, it's like book secret scrolls of in real life.
I remember where I was.
Yeah.
And that, to me, I've always equated that to greatness in music for me. If I can identify exactly where I was when I heard something, that means it stuck with me in a different type of way. And I know exactly where I was when I heard Ordinary We Just Won't Do. Like right now, I know exactly the place I was at. I know who was there. The whole thing. And to have those type of records, that's just not an easy feat.
Sounds
Especially,
normal.
it's not normal. And it's obviously now we have so much music. We have so much. Everybody's putting out a new record every day, or if you at a certain level, you can put it out every Friday. But honestly, you can upload at any moment that you want to. So now we're consuming so much music. And then for us, since we're in so many different spaces, we hear so much music.
Yeah.
But for these records to still stick out the way that they do, it makes it even more special.
Yeah.
Because before, obviously, y'all from the town of Motown. Barry Gorton wasn't letting everybody come out. You know what I mean? You couldn't just put out records.
Yeah.
Right.
So you guys putting those records out and they sticking out then, that's one thing. But now for those records to still stick out right now.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Million songs on Spotify, million songs on Apple, billions and billions of records and all. We are here talking about these songs right now and the impact that they have, and they still have to this day. That you can go play a young kid and it's going to still connect the same way. Incredible. Incredible.
Even young R&B kids, when they're like, what should we be listening to?
We go right to it.
You need commissioned. You need starts there.
It starts there. It starts there.
Because it's like, in combination with the message, you know what I mean? It'll also give them something heavy to hold on to. Because, it's different out here. And along with what they'll learn from a musical standpoint, they're going to accidentally absorb.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That love and the presence of God. Just, it's going to hit you, whether you like it or not. It's going to punch you right in the face
Right.
when that music comes on because of where it was birthed.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Amazing records. And then running back to you. I think I went hoarse about like at least a good 10 times trying to learn running back to you.
Oh yeah.
How you go hoarse?
Yeah.
Lose your whole voice. Trying to sing that song.
Right.
Like, and y'all singing that every night?
From the
Fred
pen
Hammond.
of Fred Hammond. Fred Hammond.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I used to, Fred and I used to go jogging in the park back in 85, 86. And so one day we're jogging, and Fred said, hey man, I wrote this song called Running Back to You. I said, oh yeah? And so he started singing it while we
It
were
was for
running.
Derek Brinkley though.
Huh?
It was first for Derek Brinkley.
Well, he wrote it for Derek Brinkley. And when Michael Brooks heard it, Michael Brooks was like, hey man, you might want to hold that one
keep
for
it.
commission.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you write stuff and you think it's for somebody and it'll be for somebody else. But that's a personal testimony for Fred, you know. And when he sang it and he did it, I mean, we sitting in the studio like, and this is the truth. It was a one-take song.
Absolutely.
He did it in one take. It wasn't no
Top to bottom.
from top to bottom. He didn't. It wasn't no hold it. Yeah, roll back to so and so. No, it was one take. So I don't know how many times he rehearsed it. I don't know if
Oh yeah.
Spirit of God was just,
Yeah.
but he did it in one take.
He's
And he
the
comes,
crooner. He's
and
the
he comes
crooner.
in the studio
Drake
like,
and Chrome.
Yeah.
okay, let's do something else. We're like,
That's
no,
okay.
we can't do nothing else with that. That's it.
We can't do nothing else with that.
Just, yeah, let it roll. Because we were thinking about we thinking about background parts.
Yeah. Yeah.
and we're like, Brooks and they're like, man, they don't need no background.
I mean, yeah.
Leave it there.
Yeah.
Now we did backgrounds for the live version when we were on stage.
Yeah.
Because you on stage, but that was a one taker, and it did that song. It relate. A lot of people relate to
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
relatable, which is another thing that Parks and Mitchell did when they're writing. Related to people.
Absolutely.
I don't just hear what you're saying, but I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been in that same low spot, and my heart was pulled one way, and I'm writing this from that pain. And if you talk about a problem, you have to give a solution to the problem. Because you can't talk about you fell out of love, and then you don't get the person to the place where you got hope to be in love again.
Yeah.
So you're talking about it, so give me the solution. And that's what these guys are good for. They'll talk about a little bit of the problem, but they give you this great big solution in the song.
Yeah.
And leaves you on the high
Yes.
note instead of the low note.
I always felt like commission was a light. It always felt like a light to me.
Okay.
Because like I said, I didn't grow up in church. So for me, it was more so, like you said, at the end of this song, you're going to feel better. It's
Yeah.
going to, it's going to uplift you.
Right.
And even listening to, because obviously growing up outside of the church, we hear so much about the church.
Yeah.
And you hear about, what was the term when I was growing up? Backsliders.
There you go. Backsliders.
So for me, running back to you felt like that. It felt like, okay, someone who need to get back right with God.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
just, and it just reminded me of those terms and just different stuff. And I'm just like, okay, well, you can get right. This is not, and you mentioned this earlier, we don't judge,
Right.
Right.
which judgment keeps a lot of people
Yep.
away from church.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. It does. But let me show you a difference. Is a lot of times we interpret that incorrectly. What Jesus was saying was, don't condemn.
Right.
See, we say, you're judging me. What they really mean is that, no, you're condemning me. No, you've already been judged. I'm just telling you what it's saying. But the condemnation part, they always go to.
Yeah.
You're condemning me. No,
Yeah.
we're not. Don't be condemned.
Right.
We're saying, we're pointing something out. Let's correct that.
Yeah.
A good coach does that. You're doing this wrong.
Of course.
You put that foot wrong. Of
course.
Correct that. And that's what Jesus did. He corrected people
Yeah.
to bring them back to where they were supposed to be. Not condemnation. He didn't even condemn the people who killed him.
Right.
So we got to come from a standpoint of, no, it's not condemnation. We're just saying what he says.
Right.
You're doing that wrong. Come back this way.
Yeah.
And we're doing it with love.
Right. You always want to provide that atmosphere of love, though, for them to grow in, because judgment is when you don't show love. You know what I'm saying? You did this, you did that.
Yeah.
No, it's not about that. It's about giving them an environment. He says, with loving kindness has he drawn us. We repent because of his goodness.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we want to show the same thing that he shows us. If he's merciful to me, I want to be merciful to others. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to show that same love, and it's important to do that. That's what commission is all about, man.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, thank you. Thank you, guys.
No, man, we
Especially-
we wouldn't have missed this for the world if y'all had said, stay a few more days to get it done.
But not even just for being here, for being commissioned.
Being, yeah.
Well,
Answering
like-
For
the call.
making those songs. For,
Yeah.
Right.
man, for being picketed.
Well, like Mitchell said, we were commissioned
Yeah.
to do
Commission.
it.
Yeah.
And we answered the call, even before there was a call, right? And
Yes.
because we knew deep down inside in our hearts that was something that God had for us. You know?
Yeah.
So when you just continue the path, may be rough, maybe a little tough. Your peers may not like it. Your parents say you can't do it. Your pastors say that's the wrong path. Hey, man, I know God placed it in my heart. I got to follow what God told me to do.
Yep.
And that's what we did. But, you know, we had the fortune of pastors who supported us in what we did. Keith's father, man, put the money behind it. They support, our family supported us. Aunts, uncles, grand, they supported us. And so because of that support, we were able to get there to where we were. And so you're looking at some church boys. I mean, we was church boys in high school, church guys. And a lot of stuff we get out here, man, we weren't used to seeing nothing like whatever it was in the world. You got church guys. And we just wrote from that experience of messages that we heard, sermons we heard, reading the word for yourself. And so we are a mixture of all the things our foundation set for us.
Different churches.
Right. All of us went to different churches. Keith and I went to Apostolic Church. They went to Pentecostal, PAW Church. Michael Brooks and Michael Wright went to Church of God in Christ.
Right.
Yeah.
And we came together and we decided
Yep.
that we were going to lift up Jesus, not denominations, not if this one believes in certain things.
Yeah.
We're going to preach and sing about Jesus and what he did, his love. And it worked because we just settled the issue in the beginning. And that's how we got to where we are. We did the work and we preached about the love of God. We sang about the love of God and we loved on one another. And 40 some odd years later, 42 years later, here we are. Still traveling, still doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
We still making music too. As a matter of, well, I mean, you guys are gonna probably talk about this, but
No, listen. We did the floor.
talking?
Yeah.
so we're working on the music soundtrack for the movie. You know, we did "Ordinary Just Won't Do." We just put that one out.
So does Tank get to play Mitchell in the movie?
Does he?
Yeah. Yeah. You got to get a Gumby, man. You got to make sure you get a Gumby.
gotta get you a gum.
We got to get you a
My
Gumby.
hair will grow. It'll grow.
Yes, sir.
It'll grow.
Yes, sir.
I listen. I just got finished crying. I got to play something more shit.
Hey, you won't
Shoot.
you won't be too far off. Back then, I had a little pack. I don't got it like
You had a
like
little-
you got. I had
yeah?
a little pack. So
Listen,
I
man.
got a-
On the Mitchell 2.0,
I was lifted at one
baby.
time.
Come on, man.
You got a little more slim for your part, man. You got to slim down.
Mitchell gonna have muscles in this movie, man. Just is what it is. I got you, baby.
They're gonna be like,
I got you.
remember Mitchell being this
Oh, man, buff. He mad aggressive.
We don't remember Mitchell like that. What is Mitchell like that?
Oh man.
I'm the new Mitchell.
So the biopic is coming.
We're working on the biopic now. We're finalizing a script. You know, any biopics take time.
Yeah, no, because it's got to be.
It's got to be right because you're only gonna get one shot at it, and you don't want it to be biopics that didn't do well.
Right.
You know, and so we're working on that now, finalize some stuff, but we're still doing the soundtrack. So we just finished working on Everlasting Love, and we hopefully we can release that before the end of the year.
Yeah.
As something that'll keep people knowing that we're still working and doing what we're doing. And
What's your thoughts on that? On continuing to make music? Because I feel like in Black music, whatever genre, it's one of those things where it's just like eventually you just don't make music anymore. And I don't understand that. I don't understand why Black creatives are put in that spot of, that was 10 years ago. That was 5 years ago. That was 40 years ago. No. we should be able to make music, in my opinion, forever.
I agree.
Right.
If we want to. Yeah.
Right. And I think we do. I think we've subscribed to that opinion that we should make music until you just physically can't do it.
Do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think that these guys still have something to offer. To,
Absolutely.
the next generation.
Absolutely.
You know, not just putting music on the record, but still going out and doing, letting people see that we can still do it. Because you know, a lot of people just they can't physically perform the way they used to.
Yeah.
You know, because you get old and you have physical challenges and stuff. But yeah, if you can still do it, man, yes, get out there and still do the music.
How many shows do y'all still do a year?
Well, we haven't been doing. The last show we did was in April.
Okay.
We did a show in Dallas, and we did that specifically for footage and stuff like that, some advertising stuff. But we plan to work real tough on the soundtrack and real tough on the movie because we know what's going to happen once the movie comes out.
They're going to see you.
They're going to want to see who did what and all this stuff. And so we're focusing on that. And now we think it's going to be a great movie because all the stories over all the years, all the crazy stuff that happened that we can't talk about. And, you know, so we just tell people they're going to have to wait to see it in the movie.
Yeah.
Because we can't tell all the good stories.
We got a young man by the name of World Be Free.
Yeah, World Be Free.
And he's executive producer.
And
Javon
Dawkins.
I think he's in the room.
Yeah,
I'm
Javon
not sure.
Dawkins.
Is he in the
He
room?
in the room.
He might be around.
He around.
He around. We seen him running around.
Right.
By the pool.
By the pool. We've been working with Javon since like 2017, you know, and we took breaks and did tours in between that and did stuff like that. But, you know, once it gets started, it's going to be like, you in it. And that's one of the things that we developed over the years is like, because in the beginning, it was like, hurry up and wait. You're really excited about something to happen, but you got to put the work in, and there are timelines. You're like, come on, man, it's got to do it. When? But once it hits, it's going to be out. Now you got to go to the next one. You got to work.
Yeah.
You go on the road and do it. But it's the hurry up and wait that some folks ain't willing to do. Just wait. It'll make it perfect. Put it out there, and it's going to be great.
Yeah.
So we're in the hurry up and wait stage right now because a lot of stuff is being put together with the movie. And we just appreciate the young genius, Javon Dawkins, for taking the time out and want to put the commission story out there so the world can know the side of the gospel commission that they never saw on the silver screen.
Absolutely.
That's needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you know, one question before we get to this segment. The Keith Staten voice.
Can't you?
Is he the originator? I say he's the originator of that.
He's the originator.
Let me.
I say everybody stole that from him.
I gotta tell you the story.
He's the originator.
Okay. I told you I grew up with Keith Staten, right?
He swallowed
And-
an orange.
No, he didn't swallow orange.
Jesus Christ. An orange? Gotta pause there.
Keith Staten comes from Laverne Staten, his mother, and he has an auntie by the name of Ethel Dew, right? They're the Williams girls. Keith's mother didn't need a microphone. She had the voice. I mean, she started singing and it would fill the whole room. And the same thing with his aunt Ethel Dew. So when you hear Keith doing, he got that from his mom and aunt. That's the original stuff from them. He didn't get it from some of the other singers out there now. He didn't hear nobody in R&B. Keith Staten was doing it at Unity Temple in 1976. I was sitting there watching it.
Wow.
So I want to set that straight. No, he didn't
The
borrow.
originator.
He's the originator.
I
It ain't.
nicknamed the voice.
He's the voice.
Originator.
Oh yeah.
Keith was the voice back in the day. See, Keith was the youngest guy in commission. I mean, he was like
Until Marvin
19.
came.
Huh?
Until
Until
Marvin
Marvin came. Keith was 19 and the rest of us are 21, 22, 23. He was a little young guy. We had to, basically take him under our arms because his dad's like, you're only 19 years old, young man. Straight out of high school. And but Keith, man, when that boy started singing, everybody in the room paid attention.
Oh yeah.
So he could work a song, and then he just eventually turned into the hymn guy. Because Keith Keith could take one song and sing it for an hour and a half.
Oh, absolutely.
With all them wrong, and
The original Johnny Gill.
The original.
he's the originator. He's the originator, and Keith Staten is the same guy that commands that when he gets up now. Is that everybody's looking for that? Where that Keith at?
Yeah.
They was it. So we can't you see? Oh, Keith Staten.
Heart on the time.
Right.
He made me master steel tones.
Really?
Yeah.
Keith
I stole that
Staten.
from him.
You stole it?
Steel tones. Just. I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
Because now everybody do it and do a. They do a run with it.
Yeah.
But he just.
Well, came to tell you that's Laverne Staten.
Okay.
And
Laverne
Ethel Duke.
Staten.
Laverne Staten, that's his mom.
Yeah.
You know, she's gone, but be with the Lord. But man, have you heard her sing testimony service stuff?
I know it went crazy. I know they were shouting first.
Old hymns.
2 minutes in.
Oh yeah. No mic. Didn't need a microphone.
Of course.
Singing. Her and Ethel Duke. Man, listen. They start a song from the audience, and before you know it, everybody's like, "Oh my God."
Go.
Yeah. So that's the bloodline for Keith. That's his bloodline. Singing like that.
Wow.
He ain't no imitator.
Oh, yeah.
He is the original.
No, but I always thought he was the originator.
Yeah.
I gave him credit for that.
Yeah.
That was just a gift, a unique gift out of, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it just goes back to like that placement with you guys' music, with the songs. Everybody was just in the right place at the right time. Like that's it, the right song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the casting,
Yes.
as they like to call it in a movie.
Right.
The casting of those records is nuts. You were never like, why are you singing right there?
Yeah.
No, it all made sense.
It all made sense.
Oh yeah.
It all
We
makes
kind of try to put people in certain places, like Karl. We wanted to make sure everybody it fit them. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes we would challenge people. Like I didn't know Karl could sound R&B till he sang on I Am Here. You know what I'm saying? Put him on there. So we try to put people in the right place to fit them. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you, Mitchell. Let me be
Yeah, I
honest.
appreciate you. That sexy bridge vibrato. Yeah.
Appreciate you, Mitchell.
Now tonight to you.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, he's trying to get some panties right there. That's the panties note. No. That's the panties note.
No.
Anytime you go to the Howard Hewitt,
Yeah.
it gets sexy accidentally.
Please don't.
I
do
also want to thank the guys that helped continue commission. The Marvin Sapp,
Yeah.
the Chris Poole, the Marcus Cole,
Yeah.
the Max Frank. Those guys help us continue. I think still commission. Not still commission.
You want to It's number 7?
Number 7.
Yeah.
And
Matters of the Heart.
Matters of the Heart. Oh yeah.
Irreplaceable.
Those guys helped us continue, man. I just want to.
And y'all got in there with that guy too, Chucky Booker.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
oh,
Oh
Y'all
yeah.
got in there
Chuck.
with that guy.
Oh yeah.
I know the material, guys. I know the
And
material.
Montreal there. too.
Montreal.
And
Yeah.
see, because Fred and Parks, I always wanted to be better in my vocals, but those guys helped challenge. We always challenge each other. But when Marcus Cole got in, Marcus Cole was another guy who would challenge, and when you hear him sing in Montreal, you just want to be better. You're like, man, I gotta
Full
get up on my
animals.
chops. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they challenge you to get better. I thank God for them, man.
Yeah.
I really do. Thank
Absolutely.
God for them guys.
Every guy that came through here, man, commission, man, they brought something to the table.
Yep.
That was just different nuances that they brought. We knew what it was, but not everyone else knew what it was. But we was like, man, look at that. I mean, we just had some great musicians. Mitchell brought Valdez to do
Hold me. Yeah.
Hold Me. It's like, you want to have the best, you got to bring somebody in from different perspectives. And that's what these guys were able to do. When they came in the studio, quick little story. When they came to the studio and Mitchell got on the piano and said, I want to show you this song. And when he started playing Hold Me. And he started saying, I got up and went and I said, hold it, you gonna let me sing on this song with you? What is this song? Because it made me start thinking about stylistics and dramatics. See, that's what we grew up on.
Cadillac music.
We grew up on that. And when you hear that, you say, hold it, wait a minute, let's go in here and do that. Because that's what we were used to do, normally do. And those two guys, I don't know, man, they might owe somebody some royalties or something. I don't know. But we went old school. on that stuff.
Yeah.
Stylistic stuff.
Yeah.
Listen.
We'll tell Fred, do Peebo right there, man. Do Peebo right there.
People right there.
Do people
yeah.
Commission was like one of the first groups to rap. We rapped because that's what everybody was talking about, rapping.
Yeah.
You know, we saw you a year ago at the convention. At the
convention.
Because we tried to stay on the cutting edge of what everybody was doing.
Appropriate. Yeah.
Right, right.
The GMWA, I saw you.
Right. And we did a lot of that stuff for free.
Yeah.
We just wanted to be on the show. You know, how we gonna get on? I mean, Fred and I, we chased Maddie Moss Clark.
Oh yeah, she helped us.
Down in Memphis.
Wow.
Trying to get on the show in 84, 85. And Maddie, we went down to a place we got a place called Bailey's Cathedral, where in November they did a concert right before the Kojic convention in Memphis. Because you go down there, it was a musical. We stayed down there at 3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody was there. Rance Allen, Wont, testimonial singers, they came through. People from all over the country. We finally got on that. But we had to push our way too.
I saw that the other day.
Which one?
That particular
Did you?
concert, yeah.
Yeah, we had to push our way through some of those stuff. Man, we chased Maddie Moss Clark down. And she said, all right, gonna put you on the show. And then our first song came out. We were at that concert. We didn't get home to 4 after we sang I'm Going Home in Victory.
Midnight concert.
It was a midnight. We didn't get home to 4 because we couldn't get out of the building. Oh God, y'all did so and so. We was like, is it gonna be like this all the time? And then we found out no.
Hallelujah.
We hit reality. It was like, who is that singing up there, that worldly music? Yes, sir. We were called worldly. We rock and roll. Ain't safe. We didn't have on the right clothes. Haircuts was too worldly, you know. Dressing
Worldly,
too sexy.
that was the term back then.
Worldly. That was the term back then. Worldly. Right. And so we had a lot to contend with, but we knew we were supposed to be here
Yeah.
and do what we did. We did it for God wanted us to do it, and we knew we would hopefully would influence people to do what they were supposed to do, to be called to do.
Yeah.
And I think we inspired a few people.
Boys to Men, Jodeci, Jagged Edge, Tank,
Drew Hill.
Like you can just go down the list of everything that came after y'all in R&B music was attached some way.
Yeah.
Some way.
Wow.
Some way. Melodically. One way or another. I mean, it's a couple artists that probably stole some melodies and lyrics.
Still.
But
Still.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm shook.
What you got over there?
I know y'all listen to R&B music sometimes.
Give it to me.
As you alluded to some of your influences from back in the day,
Oh, yeah.
we would like to know your top 5. Your top 5. Top 5. Your top 5. R&B singers.
Yeah, we want to know it.
R&B songs. We wanna know it's not just church. Sometimes it's the world, and we wanna know your top 5. Yes. Rawr. Yeah. Yeah. Top 5. Your time.
Be crazy, man.
5.
Good night. Good night. He's a magician.
You gonna sing them wild notes in front of Commission, man?
Yes, absolutely.
He hit every last note too.
Absolutely.
He hit it right.
Let's start with you, Mitchell Jones. Your top 5 R&B singers.
Donny Hathaway. Stevie Wonder.
Yep.
C-Dub.
You're
C-Dub.
not gonna get that over again. I know who that is.
Charlie Wilson, if y'all starting late. C-Dub is Charlie Wilson.
Aretha. And Michael.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Michael had grown men trying to sing
Yeah.
like him at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
You want some of this, Karl?
I want to take some of it. Mine might be. I'm gonna have to take some of Mitchell's too.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
I'm gonna have to say Stevie Wonder, because he's the first secular artist I ever saw sing live when I was about 11.
And he from your neighborhood.
And he from the hood. He from the hood. This is probably gonna catch you off by surprise. Peebo Bryson.
What do you mean?
People is cold.
Peebo.
People is
I used to
cold.
listen to people.
He really is.
I was studying and sit and listen. I'm like, Peebo got a twin because he doubling his vocal.
People sold that thing.
yeah.
Any of them.
Peebo Bryson.
Love that.
I gotta say Charlie Wilson.
yeah. Yeah.
Female singers. Can I put some
You
female
sure,
singers?
you
Absolutely.
sure can.
Man, I loved Whitney Houston.
Oh yeah.
The voice.
Whitney Houston was like, it was amazing. I loved her. And if I have to say old school, I really did like Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
Because he was a crooner, soulful crooner.
Yes.
He was very passionate when you hear him singing. And he lived in the hood, same neighborhood.
Same, no way.
He lived on Outer Drive. He actually recorded Let's Make Love Tonight in his living room on Outer Drive. Marvin Gaye. He's right in the hood. So those are my top 5.
You feel all right.
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
And got to give it up.
Yeah.
Keep on dancing. Backyard party.
Yeah.
Wasn't supposed to be there because I'm a church boy. But I'll go over there.
He's
and
around.
dance.
Oh, go over there.
Sneak in there.
What y'all doing?
What y'all doing?
What y'all doing over there? Looking through the
You don't
fence.
see me.
Get out of here, choir boy.
Get out of here. You see the Lord, you tell him I'm not here. Tell him I'm not here. All right, top 5 R&B songs. Mr. Jones.
Ribbon in the Sky. Stevie Wonder. Donny Hathaway, a song for you. Charlie Wilson, Keep Running. Luther, House Is Not On.
Yeah. Doom, 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 doom. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so I know that Earth, Wind, Fire is not a solo, but
No, don't have to be solo.
after the love's gone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's my 5.
That's musicianship at its finest.
Oh yeah.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Its finest. What you got, Karl? What you got?
What you won't do,
Yeah.
do for love. Bobby Caldwell.
Some thought of vibrato right there. I know what he's doing.
I liked Stevie. I liked Peter Cetera.
I mean, you got to sing the
R&B?
song. The song is
Huh?
Stevie's song. What song is Stevie did that you said?
Songs.
Is this the
Yeah, we're
song?
on songs.
Oh, Overjoy.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Stevie.
Yeah.
Anything he did. I mean, I just called to say I love you. I sang that to a girl one time.
That could have been a commission song.
Starting to come out.
Sure
Starting to come out. He said, "No, that wasn't the panties. No." Starting to
Come to find out.
Go, John.
And I will always love you. Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
That's like one of the all times because you killed me. I got one more.
Yeah.
And I love this song as a little boy. Man, I'm gonna knock on your door, knock on your window pane. Aretha.
Oh yeah.
Can't go wrong with Aretha, man.
Yes.
At all.
Y'all are naming all historical facts at a high level. Let's do a Voltron.
Voltron.
Let's put together your ultimate R&B artist. We're gonna mix it between the both of y'all. Okay. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna build your R&B artist. You're gonna get the vocal for the artist, the performance style for the artist, the styling of the artist, the passion of the artist, and since we have so much creative excellence in the building, who's gonna write and produce for that artist? So we'll start with you, Mitch. Who are you gonna get the vocal from for that artist?
Donnie. Donnie Hathaway.
Real fast with that. Just real fast.
Donnie.
Karl, who you gonna get the performance style from?
Man, showmanship. It's got to be Michael. It's got to be Michael.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And singing like what he just. Come on, man.
Yes, sir. Passion.
Who you gonna get the styling from?
Yeah, since you started the Gumby.
Yeah, you got the Gumby. You know what I'm saying? Y'all brought the street culture to the church, and them threads and them party shirts, Guess jeans, pencil pocket.
Well, Marvin Gaye had the style.
Oh yeah,
Marvin Gaye had the style.
Got the style.
You can't
Tank still wearing the
lose
beanie to this
Marvin.
day. He still got
Right.
the Marvin
Marvin.
beanie on today.
Right, you got
This is Marvin.
Marvin is
The passion of the artist, the heart of the artist, who mean it.
They really mean it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Mitchell took the last one. Marvin, I thought Marvin meant it when he sang it.
You could double up.
You
on
can
Marvin.
double up on Marvin.
Huh? Who you say?
Go with Aretha. Let's go with Aretha, man.
I mean, you can't lose. You can't lose. Okay, I go with Aretha.
The first chorus collaboration of Top 5 on the R&B Money Podcast.
Yeah. Because that's what we did all the time. All right, well, I'm gonna go with Aretha. Come on, man. Let's go with Aretha.
Yeah, that's pretty fire. That's pretty fire. Who's writing for this artist?
I got two people, but can I name both of them?
Come on.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, but I'm gonna see what you say.
Writing?
Yeah.
Producing too? Or is it writing and producing or just writing?
You can separate them.
Who I can't think of that person's name. What was the writer that wrote for Peter?
Oh, you talking about David Foster?
David Foster. David Foster, phenomenal writer.
Phenomenal
writer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you argue David Foster? You can't do a really big name out
He's
there.
I mean, he's a phenomenal writer, man.
Phenomenal, right?
Love Parks, but I mean, you can go. You can go. I have no qualm with you saying David Foster. I have no qualm. We're talking private.
You definitely should have wrote some R&B records.
For real. What you got laying in the stash that I can turn into some.
Oh no, he got something. No, he got something.
You got some gospel only.
He like, I got some R&B.
You got some gospel only pies that I can turn into some worldly pies.
No, he got some good R&B for you. Oh yes, he do.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Who's producing?
Well, it's my turn, man. You don't get to call the producer.
Yeah, no, he get the last one.
He get the producer.
No, you did the.
No, you did the writer.
How you said I can do both, but go
No, I said you can separate them. I'm not getting in the middle of that. I'm gonna let y'all do that.
Go ahead.
Y'all
Well,
No, I'm just-
How you gonna tell me what I'm gonna tell them? I have to go with Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam.
Yeah.
Deuces.
There we go.
I mean, I don't think I've heard nothing bad they put out. I'm only human. I mean, they did everything.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
The genre.
Chord changes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Them guys,
So I'm just saying,
crazy.
you
Them
get
my
them in
guys.
there, Doc, with the hats on too while they producing. Come on,
yeah.
man.
They were maniacs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were maniacs.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Phenomenal.
Yes.
Like it's still not to this day. Nothing close.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Not them.
Nothing close.
Not Jimmy.
You
and
go
Terry.
see Janet in concert,
Oh yeah.
you like, got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Producing. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Man, we came up listening to Time and Prince and that era. That's when stuff was really changing. I think for everybody, stripping come from disco
Yeah.
in that era. Man, it's Jam and Lewis.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Lewis. Monsters.
The Time,
Yeah.
dude. I gotta say, it was hard for me to stay in church because a song came out called "Flashlight, We All Right." George Clinton.
Flashlight. Flashlight almost ran up out the church.
How you gonna go to? How they gonna play that? And then you gotta go singing, "Come Down, Jesus on the main line." Oh, what you want?
Tank would have tried it.
Energy
He
way
would have
different.
tried it. He'd be like,
I'd have threw some flashlight in there some kind.
how do I get
We all
flashlight
right.
to be the light?
How do I get that light?
How would you get to that?
I'd have figured it out. I was that guy in
Flashlight at
church.
the end of the tunnel.
I played everything in church I wasn't supposed to play. I was that guy.
You pushed it. You pushed it.
Oh, pushed it.
You pushed it. And did the pastor ever stop you and say
He was
"Can't
with
do-"
all of the shenanigans.
Was he?
He wanted all the smoke. The youth pastor, Reverend Tyrone Petty, saved my life. I was going a whole nother direction.
Save your life.
Saved my life. But he met me where I was. He's a street guy too from DC. So he understood me and
Right.
My connection to all of it, which is how I got connected to y'all. Like it just all made sense at the right time.
You're saying exactly the reason why I believe Commission did what they did. We were able to reach people that other people weren't reaching.
Yeah.
Like the quartet, the choir
Yep.
people. For that purpose, we were able to reach people because we was trying to do Time and Prince.
Yeah.
We was trying to get those people that were just got saved that didn't feel like they had an outlet because they didn't want to sing the old hymns. We trying to give them something they can sing, and that's what we did. A lot of old hymns we took and turned into commission songs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Oh man, that's old hymns." But the testimonies that we had, fellas, about people
Oh my goodness.
in college, struggling in college in your dorm room, don't know where the next meal coming from, trying to take your life.
Yep.
The testimonies. My roommate left your album and I never listened to gospel. And I put it on.
Atheists. Listen to the music.
Atheists. And I listened
Gave
to
their
it.
life to God.
And it changed my life. I started running after. So when people tell us stories like that, that's the reason why we did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get that. Because we saved some people, turned their life around, didn't kill themselves. Testimony like that? Man, come on, man. What's better than that? $1 billion? Billion streams? What's better than that?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Saving somebody's life.
Saving somebody's life.
We live for those moments, man.
Yeah.
And so we know that we're leaving that mark, not just the music mark, because we know that's going to be there, but the mark of people looking back and saying, "Wow." We look back and say, "Man, we did this, and God was able to get glory out of this, and people's lives were spared and saved." That right there, now we can just about finish it up right there with that. Save lives. People now who are doctors performing surgeries in their careers. And if it hadn't been for y'all, I wouldn't have made it. So those type of testimonies, man, listen, how much it costs, we'll pay for it ourselves and go.
Yeah.
To get that testimony, right? To save somebody and get their life together, man, because that's what it's about for us,
Getting the ministry to the places where they need it.
That's right.
That's what I've always been an advocate for. Streets need it.
And that's why you was pushing it. You wanted the lights and the lights went out. That's why you did that.
It came back on for you though.
Excellent.
We got one more segment for you, gentlemen. We're gonna hold you long, man. But in all of your and all of your travels. We have one more segment that it's gonna bless our soul.
Where you going?
I ain't saying no names.
Yeah.
I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names. Where you was?
Yeah.
Who you was with? What you did?
Don't say
Don't
it.
say.
Don't say it.
I ain't saying no names.
I've watched y'all segments on that one, and I'm trying to figure out. We've been racking our brain on that one,
Yeah, we
trying to
have.
figure out what we could tell.
What's super
that-
funny
That's
or
super
what's
funny.
crazy.
Yeah, for us, for y'all, it would be funny or foolish.
All right, funny or foolish.
Funny and foolish.
We're changing words around.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it through this. I'm gonna make it through this episode.
Come on,
I'm gonna make it through this episode.
I messed up. I said a bad word.
You did say
I
a
said
bad
one.
word.
One. But God knows my heart.
Still a loving atmosphere here.
It's love. It's love. Listen, no condemnation. No condemnation.
No judging, no
No judging.
no condemnation.
No judging.
None of that.
So this segment, if y'all watch the show, it's called I Ain't Saying No Names. Tell us a story, funny or foolish, or funny and foolish. The only rule to the game, you just can't say no names. We know there's some funny and foolish things going on in the gospel world too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Y'all can tell us some stories. Listen, if you want to tell us the stump down Detroit stories, y'all can tell us that too. We ain't gonna say nothing.
We with all of it.
Parks, don't look at me like that. Okay,
Park said, "You want me to do it?"
Yeah, we do.
This is a nice. It ain't bad.
Yeah, we do.
This ain't a bad story. Okay, so one of our first flights, we were flying out. Commission, we're going somewhere on the airplane. And, everybody gets settled on, the light goes on, ding. You went out and move about the cabin, blah, 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 go to the bathroom. So I ain't saying no names, but somebody went to the bathroom in the group. And when they came out, they had a long string of toilet paper out the back of their pants.
No, not on their foot, but out the back of their
Back
pants.
of their pants.
No, I thought it was the foot.
No, it was pants.
Oh no.
I ain't saying no names, who it is. But he didn't know it till he got back to the seat that he had that on. And we was like, oh my God.
Took that boo boo with it.
You can't blow up the airplane bathroom.
Man, listen.
You gotta hold it.
I can't.
You gotta hold.
I'm gonna go wherever I go.
No,
I'm
Oh, you gonna go?
I'm gonna tear that airplane
gonna-
apart.
I'm gonna tear that
Are you
airplane.
gonna flush it at the same
I've
time when you
whooped
going?
many airplanes, whooped them, and it's scary too, cause like some of those airplanes got the suction joint. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hold yourself, cause they'll try to pull. No, all right. Whatever.
So what happens
Just
when the
me.
little lady is waiting? You know how they be waiting in the
She
aisle?
short,
You don't want to go in
cause
there.
I'm in here, cause I'm in there. I'm settled in.
No,
It's
man.
just good you wasn't with commission at that time.
Okay, y'all clown me.
Because I would have been in the last row when you come out of there.
I had to get that out of me.
Pause in the name of Jesus.
But that's one of the things we did. We entertained ourselves with crazy stuff. On
You got
on the
one
road.
mission? I want to go 2 for 2, or you just
No, that's
come on,
I
man?
agree with that one.
You gonna agree with that? The toilet paper fumble. Yeah, I'll whoop any bathroom. I don't care. White House, plane. I don't care. Okay.
Out of pocket.
My stomach is not gonna be eroding.
So you believe it's more room out than in? That's up to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like this is natural. This flows naturally.
Wait till you get off the plane, man.
No.
The bathroom is this
Have you
big,
seen the
bro.
bathrooms in the new Delta airplanes?
Man.
Fire.
No,
They really nice.
Fire.
they're not that nice.
They got enough room.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
So you did it in the old one though too.
I didn't know. I did it in the joint where I was sitting like this.
Oh, hey, did you wipe your head? Or did you wipe your face first?
Lord,
No, man. No.
And I keep my wipes on me, just in case. Anybody still dry wiping in 2023, you are out of control.
Now that I agree with.
You are out of bounds. And you probably stink.
They wouldn't let me bring mine through security.
What, wipes?
Yeah.
No, when?
When I was going through, they went through my bag. Said, "Oh, we gotta run this through
You gonna take over the plane with some wet
Like,
wipes?
what's some wipes? What
Man,
are you talking
what?
about? They would not let me.
If y'all don't land this plane,
I said, "What do you think? I got some cocaine in there, soaked in or something? It's just wipes.
You just gave them the whole suggestion right there. It can happen.
It can."
Yeah.
I knew he was gonna get some Detroit players.
I knew he was gonna get some.
So it was this one time where they put the you know what I mean, in the wipes.
What you think? They got the whole life. Brothers, listen, man. I can't tell you how much we appreciate you, man. And thank you for making the trip. You know, thank you for the information. Thank you for the music you've made. Thank you for the lives you've lived and continue to live. Thank you personally for me, for changing my life, for blessing me in more ways than you could ever imagine. And still to this day, I still play them songs and play them albums to this day. And it still make me feel the same way. The same way. I'm still that kid in 9th grade. Mm-hmm. Like, wow. Listen to this. Mm-hmm. I can't thank you enough.
We can't thank you enough, man.
Yeah.
You guys for having us, man. We really appreciate it.
Right? Yeah.
The love you guys are showing us, man. We really appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
We really do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Opening the doors, Doc, and allowing us to sit here and tell some stories, man. And you know, it encourages us to hear stories from people like yourselves, artists, doing your own thing out there, man. It's encouraging. So we appreciate you. We really do appreciate you guys, man. And we're going to continue to watch segments and everything you're doing, man. I get something good out of it every time I look at the shows, man. It's y'all doing your thing, man.
Thank you, brother.
Just bleep out my cuss words. Just bleep.
Bleep them out?
Yeah, I be out of control sometimes.
Well, the Bible don't say you can't cuss. It says you can't curse.
Huh?
It's
okay.
a big difference between
I be
cussing
cussing.
and cursing.
There's a difference. Come on now. We're getting technical now.
Yeah.
Spoken from the man himself.
Yeah, I don't want to see no
Wait a
more
second.
comments
You just-
about my mouth.
The permission has been given by commission.
No, wait a minute.
The permission has been given by commission. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Church. Tabernacle. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tank.
I'm J Valentine.
And this is the R&B Money Podcast, the authority on all things R&B.
Yeah.
And this has been a life-changing pod and one of the best days of my life. Y'all make some noise for Mitchell Jones and Karl Reid.
Yep. Good to be here, brother.
R&B